Hello everyone, B.R. Newman here with this month's Astrology Tarot forecast, consisting of this month's most relevant astrological transits, as well as a 3-card tarot spread drawn special for your astrological zodiac sign, everyone who shares your sun sign, or you could watch this for your rising sign as well. Follow this up with a trip to my website, IamHelios.com, and check out the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure, and discover where that leads you. Also, I highly recommend getting a reading with me, either tarot, astrology, or a combination of the two, to get really specific in the most useful way. Also, you may be aware I teach this stuff. Some courses are available. Some may be enrolling now, so check it out. Okay, Virgo, here it is, your 3-card tarot spread for the month of January 2018. In this, you have a central theme, or a snapshot of your current situation, and then you have 2-dimensional timeline options you can choose from. There are 2 doors, and you can walk through one. So your central theme illustrates the best way in which you can gain the greatest amount of clarity considering these 2-dimensional timelines. So the idea is embracing your central theme. And this is the Tower, a major arcana card that deals with the crumbling of an old way of being and embracing the new. So the Tower is most specifically the experience of losing touch with what no longer serves you. You know, old patterns, old habits that are outdated, you've outgrown. And so the experience of the Tower is you're being severed from all of that. And sometimes this can be quite dramatic, quite painful, but it doesn't have to be. The degree to which you resist the Tower is the degree to which it makes you suffer. And of course, if you embrace it fully, this doesn't have to be an unpleasant experience at all. This is simply, a demolition project. Something that no longer works for you crumbles, and in its place, and perhaps even from the rubble, you can build something new, something much more in line with who you truly are. So the idea is, of course, here that by embracing the Tower, you are reducing the struggle, reducing the hassle of it, but you're also increasing your ability to clearly see the nature of these 2-dimensional timelines when the doorways present themselves. So on the one hand, you have the Ace of Cups. This is the primordial essence of water. It's associated with Keter on the Tree of Life, the very first Sphirith. This is imagined potential in the most pure way, before any form of actualization or manifestation or materialization. The Tree of Life works perhaps in reverse to what one might expect. The 1 is completely intangible, and as it climbs up to the 10, it's actually descending from the realm of potentiality into actuality. So the 10 is, of course, Malkuth, the universe, the kingdom, the world upon which all possibilities are manifest. So in this case, this is a raw potential. This is something completely new, like a portal to a new way of living, and that may in fact define the nature of the next tower, the permanent tower, the truth tower, the next way of life. The Ace of Cups indicates new love potential, new capacity to experience love, new romantic love, of course, that's to be assumed, but also a new capacity for compassion, new levels of compassion. This is more about a capacity for love rather than a potential for the experience of love. This is, and that can very often happen through the experience of a love relationship in its varying forms. But the emphasis here is on the capacity to experience love rather than the objects or the people or the situations that bring love about. So the crumbling of the Tower upon this dimensional timeline would result in a kind of deep emotional fulfillment, like a tender realignment with your heart, getting in touch with the truth of your being. And that really is what this month is going to be all about, considering astrological factors, considering most notably the 2 full moons, there being 2 in this month, 2 supermoons in the month of January. The Ace of Cups is not a dimensional timeline of action or of choice, or even of consciously directed will or intent. This is complete openness. So it's kind of like embracing the emptiness, in which there was once the false tower. Now that has crumbled, there's the experience of fully embracing all that is possible. And so then it's implied that the opportunities that would present themselves from this place would be aligned with the subject of love, compassion, intimacy, and all matters with which the heart is concerned. Alternatively, the 3 of Wands offers the possibility for an entirely different experience. All 3s in tarot are associated with Binah on the Tree of Life, which is associated with the left hemisphere of the brain. Now this is, calculation, logic, reason, and the conscious implementation of that which is imagined in the right hemisphere of the brain. So it's an actualizing mechanism. So this is, it's directly active. So Binah, as manifest through fire, is confidence, skill, talent, the development of certain capacities to make changes occur. So this is far more active. This is an entirely different approach. You don't often see two-dimensional timelines so drastically different from each other. So this is the path upon which, in the space where the tower once stood, you decide to actively build something very different. And perhaps you use, the constant comparison to the old way of being to deliberately build something so different as you can. Along this path, you develop an entirely new skill set. And as these skills arise, you put them to work immediately. So there's not a whole lot of time for tenderness, for compassion, for connection, for new love developments and intimate relationships. So these two timelines, being so drastically different, outline a very simple dichotomy here. Prioritizing love in matters of the heart, or prioritizing work and progress in matters of the mind. And considering the nature of your central theme, you have absolute freedom to choose one or the other. They are drastically different, but one is not better than the other. The Ace of Cups does offer more potential, but less control. You'll have less control over the situations that you'll find yourselves in, and the ways in which you'll approach them. You'll be very, very impressionable, very, open, completely malleable. Whereas along the Three of Wands, you'll be in total control. You'll be developing skills that only increase your ability to control the situation and build something completely new. So you have to ask yourself quite honestly what you truly want, and to do so you have to get in touch with the truth of your being. And that is what this month is going to be about anyway, considering all astrological factors. So this reading I gave you here sets the stage. To take this further, go to my website, IamHelios.com, and take the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure. With the context defined by this tarot spread in mind, this will take you through a much more elaborate tarot reading, and ultimately a fate card, and a very specific frequency that will help you bring out the best aspects of this fate card. That should be fun. For the most useful specifics possible, of course, contact me for a reading. So let's dive right into the good stuff. You might want to write down some of these dates. January 1st through the 2nd is the full moon. Now this is happening in Cancer at 11 degrees. This means completion, this means fullness, and in Cancer this concerns the home, family, compassion, and through these forces it can align you with your most authentic self. And then also on the 2nd you'll have Sun in Capricorn sextile Neptune in Pisces. This increases intuition, and it might actually send some insight through dream time. On January 3rd, you'll have Venus sextile Neptune in Pisces, and this might bring some romantic possibilities, so look out for that. When you combine the influences of Venus in Capricorn with Neptune in Pisces, you get this vast grasp on what is possible concerning matters of romantic fulfillment or sensual satisfaction being made manifest in a very tangible and practical way, so you might see this materialize before you as opportunities. So again, look out for that. On January 6th, you'll have Mercury in Sagittarius trine Uranus in Aries. So this could bring some really good news. It could bring the aha moment, some kind of epiphany. If some kind of greater level of clarity comes, start making plans, start developing strategies from this place. Also, I should add, this month is free of any retrogrades, so this is a wonderful time to start planting seeds and doing precisely as I had suggested. Start making plans, start implementing these plans, start operating actively from this place of clarity, from this new beginning, this launch pad here in January. It is a rare gift that we have the start of a new year free of any retrogrades, so please take advantage of this. It could be very fruitful, very profitable for you. Consider this fact also on January 8th, you'll have Mars in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. This increases your powers of concentration and focus. It actually helps you to perhaps more practically and productively implement ideas. Developing sustainable systems that work for you. Systems that diligently operate on many dimensions in favor of the highest benefit possible for you. Then we come upon what we could call a zone of challenge between January 12th and 14th. On the 12th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. So both planets are in Capricorn, of course, and so this means that new information could come that could perhaps provide the incentive and the means to reevaluate your plans and shore some things up, tie some loose ends. And then on the 13th, you'll have Venus in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries. This could be where unexpected expenses come up, and this could be also a continuation of that Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Saturn in Capricorn on the 12th. Both the incentive and the means to start rethinking things, tying up some loose ends and getting really clear about everything. So it's actually an opportunity, one that offers a bit of a clue, a bit of a key or remedy here. with Venus in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, also on the 13th. Intuitively guided beautification or aesthetic alignment in favor of spiritual inspiration. Beautification done with the intent to bring about new inspiration, new insights, and so on. You might find that a little can go a long way. It's probably pretty important to take advantage of that opportunity on the 13th, because on the 14th you'll have Sun in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries, and this can bring about a kind of disturbance or distraction, something that shakes you up slightly, perhaps temporarily blurring your vision, so to speak. So it's nice to have something to fall back on. On the 15th, you'll have two things going on: Sun in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, and Jupiter in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. So considering the combination of these two transits, it's pretty clearly implied that the disturbance occurring on the 14th would be slightly inconsequential, and may in fact serve to the greater glory of your vision and your intent and your purpose, as these two transits do in fact bring a little more light, a little more clarity. You could attract some help. You could find yourself motivated to work hard and find that work pans out immediately. So take advantage of that. Now that you know this is occurring, you can deliberately do so. Deliberately put some extra time aside, a little more focus, a little more energy into something, and it should go further. I suspect you will have learned something by this point, perhaps something about the quality of your own character, that will compel you to more confidently apply yourself to the task at hand, leading you into the new moon on January 16th. Now this is at about 27 degrees in Capricorn. Very powerful moon. It's conjunct Pluto and Venus, offering transformative potentials in love and money and finances, resources and sensory pleasures, etc. It's sextile Jupiter, which just brings it all to the nth degree, makes it more possible, more expansive. It's sextile Mars, bringing greater focus, attention, action, a tendency to do rather than to not do, to act rather than not act, and make something profitable, make something work, see something through rather than passively observe or drift by. Sextile Chiron, which may compel someone to help you, to lend their hand to your cause. But lastly, it is also square Uranus, which brings about something completely unpredictable, a kind of wild card, some element of this, some edge to this new moon that you will not be able to foresee. But this may actually be to the benefit of the rest of the transits, considering how powerful they are, how numerous they are. They're likely to define the context and the setting, and this unpredictable element, you could say, may actually just be icing on the cake. It may be entirely beneficial to you, but it will be something that you don't expect. There is some element of the unexpected. If you take it on willingly and accept it and embrace it, it'll be much less likely to materialize in an abrasive or uncomfortable manner. This will lead right into Mars and Scorpio trine Chiron in Pisces on January 18th, and this could compel you to look deep within yourself for the purpose of unification, perhaps finding ways to reconcile differences between contradictory facets of your existence, seeking and hopefully finding profound meaning as a kind of common denominator between many aspects of yourself to give you purpose and focus. And then on January 24th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Look for an opportunity to take action. It should be quite clear. If you are meant to take action at this time, you'll feel it. So act on that. Present something, launch something, start implementing something. Follow your heart, be cautious, but don't overthink things. In any case, it's likely to be a very powerful period. On January 25th, you'll have Mercury in Capricorn sextile Jupiter in Scorpio. If you want your voice, your message, your vision to be clearly heard and seen and understood, this is the time to speak. Communicating very clearly on this date can help tremendously the nature of these next few transits, and most notably Mercury in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries. New, perhaps unexpected information could come in that might confuse you or those you are working with, but if your foundational intention and vision were adequately conveyed and articulated beforehand, then this potential for confusion shouldn't derail anything. Just keep up the momentum, keep working, keep your vision clear, because this month closes out with a full moon lunar eclipse on January 31st. This is occurring in Leo. You can expect a sense of completion, fruition, a culmination of all of your efforts. This potential is very unlikely to go unnoticed, occurring in Leo. It's likely to be beautiful, dramatic, extravagant, very inspiring, so make sure you notice it. Make sure you make it conscious. Whatever happens at the end of this month, embed it in your mind. Remember it. It could serve as a source of inspiration for a long time to come. This will bring with it a powerful surge of energy. The conscious application of your intent will keep this within the realm of the beneficial. Watch it carefully, not to control its manifestation, but to align it with the truth of your being. Don't forget about it and thus make it random, Make it conscious, make it deliberate. So align this potential and all potentials this month with the truth of your existence, found at the core of the heart of your being, your most authentic self, perhaps first glimpsed at the first of the month for the first full moon, bringing this all around full circle.